Looks like today's the day we've all been waiting for. That's right, introducing the all-new Veteran Abrams. The newest electric unicycle on the market, brought to you by the Veteran Corporation. Or Leperkim, I'm not exactly sure. But Veteran, as you all know them from the Veteran Sherman, has just released a brand new wheel, and they're calling it the Abrams, keeping with the original tank theme. And I gotta say, this wheel looks amazing. The TLDR of this video is basically a wheel that's going to be a combination of the Gotway Monster V3 and the Veteran Sherman, mashed into one. Of course, everyone knows that the Monster V3 is famous for its giant 22-inch tire, and that's something that they're going to be porting into this new Veteran offering. And of course, we're all familiar with the Veteran Sherman. It's really one of the wheels that has stuck out most recently in the community as being the biggest, baddest, fastest, longest range wheel on the market, besides the Monster Pro. But the Veteran Abrams apparently is going to be pushing those limits even further with a rumored top speed of over 60 miles per hour. So at this point, we don't have a ton of concrete information on the wheel, but we do know a few things pretty much for sure. First of all, like I already said, it's going to be a 22-inch tire, dramatically larger than the original Veteran Sherman tire. And if you've never had the chance to ride a Monster V3 or a Monster Pro, you may not know how comfortable those giant tire sizes are. I'm a huge fan of the big tire. I think, especially on the Monster Pro, I honestly think that wheel almost doesn't need suspension because that tire is so big, it's so cushy, it eats up the road and the terrain so nicely. It is so comfortable to ride, you almost don't need a suspension system at all. And the 22-inch tire is very similar. It's extremely comfortable. If you like a 20-inch wheel, you're going to love a 22-inch wheel. You know, and one complaint that you will hear from some people on the bigger wheels who just maybe gave them a quick try is they think they're a little clunky, they're a little bit less manageable, but I completely disagree. Once you learn how to ride that wheel, once you get more comfortable on it, once you gain some muscle mass, they move just the same as a 20-inch wheel in my opinion. Now, granted, I'm a bigger guy, so maybe that factors into it because I'm able to throw that wheel around. So to me, 20-inch, 22-inch really doesn't affect me that much. As far as the battery goes, the rumor has it it's going to be a 2,700 watt-hour battery. So a little step down from the original Veteran Sherman battery, but still a monster battery pack. Now, one of the most exciting new features of the Veteran Abrams electric unicycle is that it's supposedly going to be 116 volts. That's right, we've got a new voltage king in the clubhouse. The first 116 volt wheel. For those of you not entirely familiar with how these voltage numbers work, essentially the higher the voltage number, the more power that the unicycle can deliver all at the same time. That generally means faster acceleration, faster top speed. So being 116 volts is a pretty big deal. This wheel is going to be fast. Like we already said, it's going to be about a 60 to 65 mile an hour top speed on this thing. So it's super exciting. The very first 116 volt wheel going to be available soon. And apparently they're going to be using the Samsung 50E 21700 cells. And while I don't know a ton about these cells personally, I know it's different than the cells that they were using in the Veteran Sherman. The Veteran Sherman originally used the 18650 cells, which apparently they've had a real hard time sourcing. And the rumor has it, unfortunately, production on the Veteran Sherman may be being shut down. Now, that doesn't mean that sometime in the future they may not resume making Veteran Shermans, but from what I'm hearing through the grapevine, they might not be making any more of these. So if you haven't pre-ordered yet, or if you're still waiting for your pre-order, you might be having a real hard time getting it. So the Veteran Abrams boasts the same amazing outer roll cage as the Veteran Sherman did, with a little adjustment. It looks like it goes out around the mudguard now. And apparently the Veteran Abrams is going to have much better waterproofing, which I'm sure Veteran Sherman owners will much appreciate after some of the problems the original Veteran Sherman had with their waterproofing, especially the early versions. And here's to hoping that they figured out the BT Loy error and the rim issues. And hopefully the control board issues when climbing extreme hills. One thing I found really interesting about some of the talk surrounding the veteran Abrams right now is apparently it's going to be a modular design. So I'm not exactly sure what that means. I'm guessing, now these are pure guesses, that it would have to do with the battery pack. I would assume that we're talking about the battery pack and probably the motor. You know, we may be seeing a high torque and a high speed offering for the first time from veteran Sherman, as well as different battery pack options. I'm wondering if you're going to be able to choose between maybe an 1800, a 2700, and a 3600. You know, other than the motor and the batteries, I'm not really sure what would be modular on this device. Maybe the headlights, maybe side lighting and speakers. Maybe the roll cage can be customized to be a little bit different. I'm really not sure, but my guess would be it would have to do with the different motor configurations and different battery sizes. And of course, the question we've all been waiting for, the unfortunate bad news on the veteran Abrams, is the rumored price. And again, this is a rumor for the US market only. I don't know about other markets around the world. But in the United States, apparently the starting price on this, and again, just a rumor, this is what eWheels has said. They don't actually have these in stock. You probably can't get one for months and months and months. But when you can get one, apparently the price is going to be $3,700. That's right, $3,700. So this will be the most expensive wheel ever. But I gotta say, for a wheel that's essentially an upgraded Monster V3 with just a big, fat, beefy tire on a very similar Sherman design, I'm really excited to see this wheel in action. And like I said before, it's got a rumored top speed of 60 plus miles an hour. I heard 65. That's bonkers. And it's going to be really interesting to see what kind of range they're able to pull out of this machine. Especially if the battery's modular, it's going to obviously vary wildly if you have an 1800 watt battery or a 3600 watt battery. But I'm hearing the base configuration is a 2700 watt battery. I'm wondering if the range is going to be better or worse than my Gotway EXN. You know, my EXN, depending on how I get on it, I can get anywhere between like 35 to 40 miles if I'm really pushing it hard, all the way up to like 60, 65, 70 miles if I'm riding it real slow. So I'm wondering if the Abrams, with its incredible top speed, is going to be much lower than that. Like, say, if I'm really getting on it, if I'm pushing 45, 50 miles an hour because I'm crazy in the head, and I'm really trying to drain that battery, am I only going to get 25, 30 miles out of it? But I'm sure no matter what, if you are easy on the wheel and you're not just abusing it, you're probably going to be able to get 50, 60 miles easily. All right, that's all I have for you today. I'm super excited about this brand new wheel. I cannot wait to see one of these. I probably won't get my hands on one for quite some time, so don't be expecting a video anytime soon from me unless one of my buddies happens to order one. But if I happen to see one, you know I'm going to be making a video about it. So until next time, guys, be sure to like the video for me. Comment down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're doing a 2,000 subscriber push. When we hit it, we're going to do a live giveaway of all sorts of pads and different accessories and t-shirts. So be sure to subscribe to the channel. And until next time, ride safe.